Welcome back to day 3 of the Signature Program Blueprint Challenge. We've made great progress by clarifying your nonprofit's mission and understanding your target audience. That was day 1 and day 2. Now today, we'll dive into designing your signature program. And this is where we start to bring all the pieces together. So today we'll focus on developing a clear and concise program description, outlining its structure, the activities, and expected outcomes. Use the template that has been posted to help you think through all of the pieces. We're just going to go through a few of the pieces today. So use the template to design the entire program. And everyone has access to the program template so that you can review all of the pieces of a program today. And so, the template that you have is built with the 10 common grant questions in mind. So you'll have everything you need to write a competitive grant when you get ready to do that. All right, let's start by developing a clear and concise program description. This should include the objectives of your program and the intended impact it will have on your target audience. So think about these specific outcomes you want and how they align with your nonprofit's mission. Once you have gotten your program description done, it's time to outline your program structure, activities, and expected outcomes. So you're going to break down the program into manageable components and consider the activities leading to the desired outcomes. Consider the resources and partnerships needed to implement the program effectively. Like I said, there is a free template that's available to all levels, and I'll make sure that that you get help to think through all of that. All right, moving on. We were talking about partnerships. I mentioned partnerships. This can be powerful. So consider potential collaborations with other organizations or other individuals who can help you amplify your impact of your program. So think about the resources, the expertise, or networks that they can bring. So start building those strong partnerships and relationships so that you can enhance the success and sustainability of your program. All right, let's talk about the unique value proposition. This really isn't in the template, but it's something that it's good to do so that you can talk to donors, you can talk to clients, and it really helps you clarify how you provide services differently. And that's really, really important when you're designing your program. So let's talk about the unique value proposition. And that refers to the specific benefits or advantages that a product or service offers to its target audience, which sets it apart from competitors in the market. The distinctive factor makes customers or clients choose this product or this service over any other. So when outlining a program, it is crucial to identify and highlight its unique value proposition. So this involves understanding the needs and desires of the target audience, which we did in day 2, and then designing the program to fulfill those requirements better than any other available option. All right, so here are some factors to consider while expanding on the unique value proposition of a program. So number one is differentiation. Identify the key features or characteristics of the program that distinguish it from competitors. This could be a unique approach, a specific methodology, or innovative technology that sets it apart from others. Number two is solving a problem. So determine the specific problem or pain point the program addresses and its target audience. Highlight how the program provides a more effective, efficient, or comprehensive solution than other alternatives. Number three, benefits and outcomes. So communicate the benefits and outcomes participants can expect from the program. Emphasize how these benefits align with the needs and desires of the target audience and how they surpass what other programs offer. Number four, expertise and credibility. Showcase the program's creators or facilitators' expertise and credibility. This could include their qualifications, their experience, or track record of success. Trust and confidence in the program's ability to deliver results is essential. So if you choose this option, you've got to sell the trust and the confidence in the program's ability to deliver results and the people that are doing that. Okay, number five, unique features or resources. Highlight the program's unique features, resources, or tools. These could be exclusive content, personalized support, access to a network or a community, or any other value add that competitors do not provide. Number six, competitive advantage. So identify the program's competitive advantage over other similar programs. So this could be a lower price. If you're doing a sliding scale, it could be faster results. It could be better customer service or any other aspect that gives it an edge in the market. Something else to think about with competitive advantage, it may not be that you're comparing yourself to another program, but what other options does your target audience do to solve their problem? So, it might not be a nonprofit organization. It could be something else in the community that they use to help with solving whatever problem that they're having, because this is what this program is set to do, right? And last, testimonials and success stories. So you can incorporate testimonials from previous participants to demonstrate the program's effectiveness and value. Now, real life examples of how the program has positively impacted others can prove its unique value proposition. This may be something that you move to later as you get more clients. So just remember in all of this, a strong and well-defined unique value proposition helps to attract and retain your clients or customers by clearly communicating the benefits and the advantages of your program to them. It sets your program apart from competitors and convinces potential participants that it is their best choice. All right, so here are some other questions to ask yourself as you consider your unique value proposition. So the first question is, what sets your program apart from others in the field? If you're taking notes, I will repeat that. What sets your program apart from others in the field? Number 2, how does it address your target audience's needs strategically? Okay. And then those 2 questions will help you create a program that stands out and attracts support. Okay, so now we've got our program description. We know how we are different from any other option offered to solve the problem or to address the need that we are, that our program solves or fills in the gap for. So now we're moving on to our process. So your process in many cases is what sets you apart from other programs. The process is how the program services are delivered. It begins with the application and ends with graduation from the program. So here are the key components to the process for you to consider. First thing is participant qualifications. Who qualifies for the program? This is something grants are going to ask and what they want to know. You can't serve everyone. And so they want to know how someone will be qualified, even physically. Just, is there an application process or something else? What makes a person eligible for the services? So you've got to think through what are the eligibility requirements? And then what checks and balances are you putting in place to keep abuse of the program to a minimum? Again, this is something grants will look for. They want to make sure that if they fund you, you are going to be providing the most impact to the people most willing or likely to benefit from the program. All right, and then the third part of process is delivery. So how will the program operate? These are specific steps that you'll need to write down. So how will your program be carried out? So, number 1, they qualify through an application. Number 2, there's a case manager that contacts them. Number 3, number 4, all the way up to how does a person know when they are done with your services? That's important too with grants, to make sure that there is going to be an endpoint. You don't want to forever provide these services so that no one ever leaves the program, no one ever solves their problem. Because remember, your program is supposed to solve a problem for your target audience or fill a gap in a need. It should make it so that that need isn't there for a single person eventually. So from the application to the graduation from your program, the delivery question asks, what steps will a client take? And then from an organizational perspective, what steps will need to be taken? So a process for when clients become ineligible should also be considered. You don't want people abusing the program, because that means there are people who you could be serving but you can't because you've got people abusing the program. So that's something you need to consider when you are creating your program. All right, the next component that I want you to think about is evaluation. So how will you evaluate the program to know if it's working? How are you going to evaluate the program to know that something isn't working in your program? So how will you get feedback to improve the program and get outcomes? These are things you need to think about. So it's extremely important. So you know if the program is a success, if it's doing what you intend for it to do. You will also have the data to prove that it is a success. So again, programs have a shelf life. Now, your signature program will probably go longer than any other program that you create, but they always have a shelf life. So you'll need to know when to grow your program and when to close your program, or even when to just tweak your program. So the program evaluation will help you figure those things out as you move forward. So, and then once an evaluation has occurred, how will change recommendations be made and implemented in the program? So what do I mean from that? You should build into your evaluation process. If, say, you decide to survey your clients when they come into the program, halfway through the program, and then again at the end of the program, and you see some things that you need to change up, streamline, something like that, how are you going to implement those changes? So that's a good thing to put in there, what that process looks like, or how do you go about doing that? Is this something that your board's going to have to approve? Is it something that can just be done? Things you need to think about, right? So evaluating your program, some of the methods, like I said, might be a survey. It might be tracking specific metrics, like number of people on the wait list, number of people in the program, number of people who've graduated, number of people who have hit a certain milestone. Those are all things that you can use as possible evaluation methods. All right, next is the outcomes. I know if you've heard about Grant Ready, if you've heard about grants, you've heard the term outcomes. And when we're talking about program, that's why we have a program, is to have a specific outcome, a specific change that we want made. And so outcomes are the impacts on the clients being served. So what are your expected outcomes from this program? How can they be measured? What are the expected and later actual outcomes or impacts on the clients being served? So you're going to give firm numbers along with intangible impacts. An example, for a homebound meal recipient, maybe a 30% decrease in medication due to healthy eating and an increased sense of independence, knowing that they will not have to go to a nursing home. So that could be one of those tangible and intangible metrics that you're using. So these statistics should be measured in the evaluations. Whatever you decide your outcomes are, make sure that you are measuring them in your evaluation section. This is also going to tell you if there is any potential growth. Do you establish a wait list that will give you firm numbers on potential growth? Wait lists are great to help you understand when it's time to expand your program. And so it's good to keep track of how many people are still waiting to get in. And like I said, it's a great number to know, so you know when to grow. It's a great number to know when you're applying for grants. All right, moving on to personnel. Who will be required to execute and maintain the program? Now, you might start off with volunteers, but eventually you might need hired staff. So it's good to go ahead now and figure out, what the personnel requirements are going to be. So, if you are recruiting volunteers, if you're going to have to hire, all of those things. And don't forget to put this in the budget, no matter if we're talking volunteers or we're talking paid staff. Make sure that you put the numbers in your budget. It's going to help you really see the value of personnel. And later on, it's going to help you show funders, show foundations, the impact that that personnel makes on your budget, no matter if it's volunteers or not. All right. Last, I just mentioned budget actually. So let's talk about budget. What is the estimated budget for the program? So you can give a range by calculating the services low and high ends, but you're going to use a table for the estimated budget. Now, give a written description of the most likely scenario under the table. And this is specific to the template. And when you're going through this, so you're going to have a table with your item and then actual, estimated, and then actual. That's your budget. And then underneath it, you can put a narrative about what your best options are. So in the budget initially, you can put a range like, the low end, if we serve this many people, this is how much it's going to cost. If we serve this many people, this is how much it's going to cost, and have a range. And then your narrative would just be what the most reasonable and likely scenario is. Don't get too bogged down in this though. The first year, it's going to be an educated guess. Now you can go out and price things and help with that educated guess, but it is a guess. Don't get hung up on the numbers. The idea is to understand what you must raise to provide services. And then, in case you don't know what a budget looks like, it lists the income first. And so in a program, you can have a sliding fee scale where, dependent on income, is how much the person pays for services. You can have, your fundraising. How much do you expect to raise by fundraising? So there's all kinds of different ways that you can have income into the program, but you're going to list those things first. And then you're going to list your expenses second. And this is everything it takes to run the program the way you have it. Now, once you have calculated your expenses and then you've guessed at your income, you subtract the expense total from the income total to get your profit or loss. So this is how much either over or under that you're going to be. You'll either have to decrease expenses or increase fundraising, because you typically would like it at zero. You'd like for income and expenses to match, especially in the beginning, or a little bit of surplus, because you can roll over the surplus. But this is really going to give you an idea of where you're going to start. If you've put everything, including the kitchen sink, into the budget and it's just overwhelming, you can go back and say, okay, what is phase 1 of this program? And go through and just list the expenses for phase 1. And then that might be more doable. And so you just do phase 1, and then you expand into phase 2, and then into phase 3 before you ever expand into providing providing services to more people, is what I'm trying to say. All right. Take a deep breath, let it out. You've completed day 3. It's a lot to think about, though. Tomorrow, we're going to focus on branding and marketing your signature program. And we're going to explore how to create a strong brand identity and promote your program effectively, because you're going to need people once you have your program up and running and you've got the budget and all of those things. It's going to be time to start providing services. So we want to make sure that we are attracting your target audience. I do want to let you know, I mentioned it yesterday. I want to mention it again. You have some upgrade options if you want more time with the challenge, since everything will be taken down next Tuesday. So you'll have the weekend to go through the videos and to do more work and to ask your questions. It will come down Tuesday, but if you would like more time, the VIP upgrade gives you the essential templates and samples to help you put your program together faster. It also extends the time that you have available to you to watch the videos, to go back. If you need to share them with your board members, however you need to do it. But you have your essential templates and some samples. Samples are really good at helping inspire you. If you run into something on the template and you're like, I don't have any ideas, you can look at the sample and get some ideas and help you really find ideas that are unique and doable for your organization. So the VIP upgrade is $10. That's it. You get a lot for the $10. I tried to make it as value-packed as I possibly could. So, and you also get workbooks for each day. So when you go back, you can, you don't have to take notes. You have everything right there, and it helps focus you on that day's objectives and activities. So that's $10. It's the VIP upgrade. For $25, you can get the all access pass. It has unlimited access to the videos, so you can go back over and over after you create your signature program. If you want to create more programs, you will have it for the lifetime of the product. And then you have all of the essentials at the VIP level. Then I give you even more templates, even more samples. Some samples are cause specific. I know I've got homelessness. I've got children's causes. I've got equine causes. I can't remember what else, but you can always ask in the comments if you want a specific one, and I'll look at it. And then I've also added in as a bonus into the All Access Pass 50 plus fundraising ideas. So you have some ideas to help you start raising funds for your program. Some of the ideas I actually go through and show you step by step how to implement this particular thing. I even have a few, if you are just getting started fundraising, I have a few fundraisers that you can look at and go through to raise money if you don't have any donors. If you are really, really new at fundraising, they can help get you started fundraising. So I will put the links to both the VIP and the All Access Pass in the comments, the link in the comments if you're interested in upgrading your experience and getting more templates to help you work through this faster. It will all be there. Okay, so remember, a well-designed program can make a lasting impact. So keep up the great work. You are almost there, and I'll see you tomorrow.